You're listening to Keeping It 100 with Mel and Bruce, sponsored by the 100 Black Men of Las Vegas. What they see is what they'll be. I'm Mel Tiller, your host. Once again, thrilled to be with you. And my guest today is Isaiah Thompson. He is the founder and director of Next Step Reentry Center. Isaiah, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Listen, I've been looking forward to this. Tell our listening audience exactly what your organization does.
Sure. Thank you for that question. So, what we do at the Next Step Reentry Center for formerly incarcerated veterans is provide a platform and resources for those who are parolee and need help and assistance in reestablish themselves as pro-social citizens.
Okay, so you're telling me that this organization is specifically for veterans, military veterans who have found themselves in prison, in jail, and they're trying to re-enter society.
That is correct.
That is a fantastic, fantastic idea. As a former member of the military, retired Marine Corps, I understand the dangers of being in the military. I understand the challenges, and many people they just don't grasp how difficult it can be. They just don't grasp the challenges that many individuals have when they come out. We see our brothers on the street. We see our brothers incarcerated. We see our brothers struggling. So I salute your efforts to help. I salute what you are doing. How did you develop this passion and decide that you love this work so much that you were going to create your own organization?
Great question. The passion comes from being a former combat Army person as well. And so I know firsthand the struggles that our veterans, both men and women, suffer from and the dark place that it can put you in. And so what I wanted to do after myself going through a program and benefiting from that is to mirror that program. I've also worked in the industry for 15 years where I have helped and sought other veterans and assisted them on a path. And so I said, you know what, this is something that I want to do for myself. I want to open my own organization and maybe add a little twist to it to hopefully.
All right. So talk to me about that. What are you going to do that's just a little bit different? What makes your vision a tad bit better, a tad bit different, and hopefully one that's going to provide a better service than some of the individuals that you've been around, some of the organizations that you've been around?
Rather than just be a regular brick and mortar for our veterans to just come by and just get information and send them on their way, we also offer circle groups where they're able to be amongst men and women who can understand and can feel more comfortable about talking about some of the traumas and post-traumatic stress issues that they may be having, some of the mental concerns that they may be going through. We have these circle groups with like people who are able to sit and understand, and through a form of narration therapy where they are going to be given prompts where they will write these things down, what they're feeling down, externalizing those traumas. So they're no longer just carrying it, they're now putting it out in the ether. And at which time during those groups, we get a chance to assist that veteran in the most toughest parts of their ability or inability to cope with the issues that are giving them these traumas or these post-traumatic stress episodes.
I love that technique. Those techniques work really very well. You were also telling me about a technique you use called battle buddies. Explain that.
Yes, battle buddies is something that's a term that is well known in the military community. And it has to do with one, when we used to be in country or in a foreign country, that you were not to go into the local communities without another service member, at least one. This not only is for protection, but it also gives a certain visual to those who are seeing you for the first time that you guys, one, are together, two, that you are back to back and that you have support for one another. So it's a security mechanism. And we are utilizing that as well for our veterans who are going through different issues, or maybe having some sort of a problem, or just need to talk to somebody because they're feeling some type of way. This allows them to be comfortable and be able to reach out to somebody when, one, they're in a place where it's not very good, could be a very dark place, or two, they just need some added assistance or something to bounce an idea off of.
Someone listening wants to contact you, they have problems themselves, or they are a family member or a friend, and they need your services. How do they contact you?
Yes, we could be reached at 266 Reservation Road, Suite 180 in Marina, California, 93933, or we can be called at 831-383-0051. And we also have an email address, which is Zeke Thompson, ZEEK at 25 at gmail.com.
Are you available for consultation for individuals who are not in California?
We are open to anyone that is a veteran, associated with veterans nationwide. If they contact us, we are there.
I love that. Do you work with people via Zoom or anything of that nature? Video conferencing?
We actually do. Yes, sir. Yes, we do.
All right, that's great. How about a story? Tell me a success story, some moment, some person that you worked with and that you were able to help them get on track.
Okay, I'll bring up an individual who has given me clearance to talk and use his name. Formerly known as Sergeant Bruce Davis, former Army, who came home from the military, wasn't able to connect with the resources that he thought he needed, started drinking a little bit, got involved in recreational drug use, and eventually landed in prison. Did an extensive time in prison, gotten out, and didn't want to return to that type of a lifestyle. Bruce and I linked up, and I was able to, through our programming, put him on a path to where he is now a viable citizen. He's actually pro-social, does a lot of outreach, involved in the local church and charities, and he is doing really, really good. He has a 9-to-5 where he's able to become more independent. He's held down that job, and we're just very proud of him.
I love what you're doing. What would you like to leave our listening audience with?
I want to leave them with this fact. In the United States, there are 180,000 incarcerated veterans, 7,000 in the state from which I work. At least 70% of those veterans will be returning home. And when they return home, we need to, as a society, as a group of people, be there for them, provide the resources for them to, once again, be that honorable individual that they once knew that they were when they raised their hand for this country. And I want them to know they have a stake in this.
Thank you so much for joining us, Isaiah. We greatly appreciate all of your efforts. We greatly appreciate you being on the show and sharing your information with us.
Thank you for having me. And again, thank you for your service as well.
You've been listening to Keeping It 100 with Mel and Bruce, sponsored by the 100 Black Men of Las Vegas. What they see is what they'll be. And that's Keeping It 100.